Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it finished at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Brentford 1, Arsenal 3. To be honest, I'm pretty happy. It was something I said in the preview for this game, is that we needed a bigger performance than we got, despite the fact I said, I know I'm sort of contradicting myself, but I did say I'm not too bothered about the performance. I was more bothered about getting the 3 points. It was important after you sort of, even though I didn't see it, the lackluster draw against Everton, to bounce back in some form and just get a win, just get over the line. But this game was all about putting in a performance. And, post Saka's injury, it looks like he could, I'm hearing loads of different things, that some people were saying that he'll be back early March. Some people were saying he's out for the season. So at this moment in time, I don't really know what to believe. So post Saka, it was also important to silence the critics in some way, and they're not just critics that are rival fans and pundits, they're also critics in our own fan base that are at the moment saying, I just realized I have not changed my background. I still have Dan from Street Fighter. We've had people in our own fan base saying, "Oh, that's the season done now that Saka's out." Blah 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 blah. But today overall was a very good performance. I think first half we were a little bit shaky, starting with the starting 11. There was also rumours before the game that a bug had hit the Arsenal team, and quite a lot of players were going to be out. That turned out not to necessarily be true. I think the only person from a sort of regular starting 11 standpoint that didn't play today, wasn't in the squad, was Kai Havertz. Other than that, it was Raya in goal, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, and Calafiori came back in for Lewis Skelly, who was on the bench. And then the midfield three was Ødegaard, Partey, and Merino. And the front three were Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, and Nwaneri. Ethan Nwaneri made his Premier League debut today, starting on the right-hand side in that Bukayo Saka position. And he played really well. I think he was one of the best players on the night. I think TNT Sport here in the UK gave Gabriel Jesus the man of the match. But, there's a few in there that you could talk about. I thought Thomas Partey played really well today. I thought Mikel Merino played very well today. Not quite man of the match, but I think he played well today. He did score as well. I thought, Gabriel Jesus had a decent game. I think everyone played well, particularly second half. First half, we dominated the ball, as we have done in quite a few games recently. I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying? We've basically, so we dominated the ball, as we have done in the past couple of games, pretty much quite a lot this season. Brentford get their first attack, and Raya is beaten on his near post. Well, I think he was waiting for a ball to be killed in by Mbeumo, but he went for the near post instead. And it kind of, he should do better, definitely. I think Mbeumo was given more space than he probably should have been allowed to get the shot away, but Raya should have done better, I think. To be fair, at that point, it was, as I say, it was looking a little bit shaky, because Brentford was sort of on the ascendancy after they scored that goal. They were in like really good positions at one point. I forget who it was that was through in on goal, but he took a shot. Raya saved it, and he had a sort of Loris Karius moment where the ball looked like he'd pushed it upwards, and it looked like it was going to just loop into the net, but he managed to recover it. Brilliant recovery, to be fair. And from then, Raya pretty much had a good game. Then, literally a minute after that, we get an attack. I forget who took the shot. It might have been Nwaneri that took the shot. Flecken saves it, and then Gabriel Jesus is there just to rebound the headed rebound back into the goal. 1-1, and then it was sort of end to end for the end of the first half. We come out second half and we were a completely different team. Just wouldn't let Brentford breathe. We got the goal through a set piece. The ball fell kindly to Mikel Merino, who tapped it in. And then sort of a short time after that, 15, 20 seconds or so, the ball comes out to Martinelli. Brilliant finish. I'm actually away for the festive period, well, Christmas and New Year, at my grandfather's house in the West Country of England. And yeah, I was watching it while having dinner with him, and I went, yeah, like that, yes, when Martinelli scored, and he sort of jumped out of his skin, as he would do, and he was very worried about what the neighbours might think, which a lot of elderly people seem to do. So yeah, Martinelli also played well today as well, by the way. Oh, Sterling was the other person that wasn't there, but we're hearing that Sterling might be back sooner than expected, although I doubt he will play. So yeah, it was overall a decent performance, I thought. I wouldn't say it was necessarily amazing. It was much, much better than Ipswich, than the 1-0 win over Ipswich. But it was, particularly second half, it was much better than what we've seen over the past couple of weeks. We've now narrowed the gap over Liverpool to 6 points, or gap to Liverpool, I should say, to 6 points. They play Manchester United at Anfield on Sunday, which a lot of Manchester United fans think it's a foregone conclusion. And normally when you think a game's a foregone conclusion, it isn't. So, yeah, they were terrible against Newcastle, especially first half against Newcastle. They were absolutely terrible. And the fact that Ruben Amorim is talking about them potentially being relegated is actually ridiculous. I was saying to Stefan, who's been on this channel a few times, previewing when we've played Man United, he started like taking the whole thing of, online Man United fans that are now talking about relegation, talking like a 16-year-old Man United fan. And I'm like, you're not going to get relegated. Like, if you do, it would be the biggest thing I've ever seen in football. I thought it was massive when Newcastle got relegated all those years ago. But if Man United got relegated, then it would be unbelievable. I just can't see it happening. They'll find form eventually. So yeah, but at the moment, yeah, you can only see a Liverpool win in that game. We have Brighton on Saturday, which we play before them, and yeah, it's another ground. Speaking of like the G-Tech, is another ground that we're going to, that we have hit and miss results with. Obviously, I'll look into more detail about that when I preview the game. But yeah, we tend to have a very hit and miss record at the Amex. Not too bad in the last couple of seasons, but like there has been seasons where Brighton have either finished our season for us. I particularly remember, I know it's not the Amex, but I remember 2 seasons ago at the Emirates, even though top 4 was almost all but out of reach, we had to beat Brighton and Nottingham Forest to stand any chance to take it to the final day. And we lost both of those games. But obviously the Brighton at home game was where we lost 3-0. I think we lost. So yeah, it's another team that always seems to give us problems, especially at their ground. But our job now is basically what the sort of line from Arsenal, Arteta said it, Gabriel Jesus said it, Gabriel Martinelli said it on TNT Sports. We've just got to keep winning. We've just got to keep doing what we've got to do, and try not to focus too much on Liverpool. I think that's what a lot of fans are doing at the moment. They're too busy thinking about, yes, Liverpool have been unexpectedly amazing this season so far, but they're too busy thinking about how we can be like Liverpool rather than focusing on our own performances. And we can salvage this. It's January the 1st. Happy New Year, by the way. I should have said that at the beginning. We can still salvage the season. We're still in all the tournaments at the moment, still both the domestic and the domestic cups and the Champions League. We're only 6 points away. If Man United manage to do something on Sunday, which there's no guarantee that they won't. If they manage to get a point out of it, or they manage to beat Liverpool, let's say, and we beat Brighton, we're within 3 points of them. You never know. February, March, April, May. There's still 4 months of the season to go. Anything can happen from here. But I think I said either before Brentford or after Ipswich, I said the main thing we have to keep doing is we have to keep winning. I think if we get to, it's hard to say, because I think if Liverpool beat Man United and we drop points against Brentford, it's going to be very difficult to finish in that, or to go for a title challenge, so to speak, or to make a serious title challenge, is what I'd say. If we manage to beat Brighton and Liverpool still beat Man United on Sunday, I think the next game after that is Spurs. I think we've got Spurs in the league because we've got 2 cup games. 15th of January, I think, is the next. We've got Spurs on the Wednesday, on the 15th of January. I think that, I believe that's the next. That's the next Premier League match day, because we've got Newcastle at home in the Carabao Cup in the first leg of the semi-final, and then Man United in the 3rd round, which I don't know how that's happened, but anyway. If we can get to Spurs, still within 6 points of them, that's better than what we were thinking in, September, October, November. So I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't be 100% pleased, but I'd be okay with us being almost within touching distance of them. If Man United managed to do something, and I think if Man United were to draw with if we were to beat Brighton, we'd go on to 41. 40, 41, 40. We'd go on to 42. If Man United drew with Liverpool, that would take them to 46, which would mean we'd be 4 points behind them, which would be great. 6 points sounds worse, but obviously 4 points would be brilliant. But I think if we can keep on their heels and try and keep Nottingham, who are the 2 teams behind us are Nottingham Forest and Chelsea at the moment, if we can keep them at bay as well. You've got to think about Newcastle. They're in pretty good form at the moment, and I think City will probably go bang at one point. We can compete for this league. It's just we've got to try not to drop any more points. Too many points. I think we can afford to lose or draw a couple, but we've got to. I mean, I say that because I don't think it's possible that we'll win every game between now and the end of the season. We had a good crack at it last season, but I just don't think we will. We've got quite a lot of hard games coming up in the Premier League after those cup games. I think we've got Spurs, then City. Yeah, let me have a look. Yeah, I think we've got Spurs at home, Villa at home, Wolves away, City at home. Wolves away will be difficult because they seem to be playing quite well at the moment. And Molineux is always a quite a difficult place to go. So there's 3 out of those 4 that are going to be difficult, and we don't know by the time we get to the 2nd of February and play Man City. We don't know what Man City are going to be playing. I know there'll be a lot of people that will be like, oh well, they beat Leicester, but Leicester are in the relegation battle and all this sort of stuff. Doesn't matter. That could be the kickstart they need for the new year. What's their next game, actually? They are playing West Ham on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. I don't think I'm going to be home in time to watch the Spurs Newcastle game, but they're playing Man City at playing West Ham at the Etihad, which they'll probably win. We've just got to keep winning, I think. That's all we can do. I there's part of me that's like, why are you saying that, Dan? It's an unrealistic expectation. But I think if we're to stand any chance, we just have to keep as close to Liverpool as possible. Obviously, if Man United manage to get something off of them on Sunday and we manage to beat Brighton, we'll be in a great position. But I've been talking for too long. Happy New Year again. Wishing everyone that's watched this or going to watch this a happy and prosperous 2025. I just want to say again, thank you very much for those that have subscribed this year. When I started this, I thought I'd just be using this to vent my opinions, and there's actually been, 312 of you or 311 of you that have been interested in what I've said. I'm not quite at the level of, obviously I'm not at the level of a Chronicles of a Gooner or a Gooner Talk or an AFTV, and I don't think I'll ever be at that stage. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this journey so far. I'm enjoying doing it. I enjoy talking about football. I enjoy doing my video game stuff, all of that stuff. There's been a lot going on in my personal life that has left me with very little mental capacity to do some of the other things that I set out to do on the channel so far. I think because you don't really have to expand too much thoughts because you're talking about what you see. Armchair Armory's been a little bit of a breath of fresh air to do, but yeah, that's sort of why I haven't been really doing any of the other stuff. And also, it's hard to get people to watch things, isn't it? So yeah, but I thought I'd take a break from it for a while and just concentrate on the parts of the channel I can control, and waiting for I'll probably do a streamed thoughts about it later on in the year, when this is all set, when what's going on outside of everything is said and done. But I'll talk about it then. But yeah, once this is all said and done, hopefully I can concentrate on getting the channel back to the way it was when I first started it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day. For those that are watching this, if you're watching this in the future, hope your 2025 is going well. And yeah, like and subscribe, and I will speak to you again in a couple of days' time for the Brighton preview. All right, take care and stay safe.